Thanks for joining me for this look at the annular solar eclipse in Libra on October the 2nd, 2024. Finding Trust. I'm Sonia from Celestia Astrology. On October the 2nd, we close out the eclipse season with an annular solar eclipse at 10 degrees 3 minutes of Libra. This event marks the closing of a significant 2-year cycle of transformation for the Libra Aries axis, not only for the cardinal signs of Libra, Aries, Cancer and Capricorn, but possibly also for those with significant Venus and Saturn placements in their natal charts. Solar eclipses may bring new beginnings and offer radical shifts in consciousness. When combined with the specific symbolism of the annular eclipse, Libra's cardinal air energy and the guiding ruling planets, Venus and Saturn, this eclipse offers a profound invitation for recalibration and rebalancing, especially in relationships, justice and harmony. An annular solar eclipse occurs when the moon passes between the Earth and the Sun, but the moon is too far from the Earth to completely cover the Sun. This leaves a ring of fire, where the Sun's edges remain visible, creating a stunning and symbolic visual. Unlike a total eclipse that plunges us into darkness, an annular eclipse suggests something incomplete, a partial unveiling of new energies. The light is dimmed, but not extinguished, hinting at revelations that may come gradually, or situations where clarity is still developing. For the cardinal signs, known for their initiating and leadership qualities, an annular eclipse can indicate beginnings that emerge slowly, or may become with conditions. There's a push to start something new, but with an awareness that it may take time to fully manifest. Libra is an air sign, ruled by Venus and exalted by Saturn. This eclipse will reflect Venusian themes of love, balance, justice and beauty, tempered by Saturn's demand for structure, maturity and long-term commitment. Venus, ruler of Libra, governs relationships, harmony, values, and our sense of aesthetics. During this eclipse, Venus emphasizes the need to assess the fairness and balance in our relationships and partnerships. Venus is currently transiting through Scorpio, a sign of depth and intensity, ruled by Mars. Venus is not visible to the moon or the sun during this eclipse, meaning her presence may be felt more internally. There could be a pull towards transforming our relationships at a deeper soul level, or there may be some disconnect or blind spot in understanding the themes, events, or their meaning for you. Saturn, exalted in Libra, represents structure, responsibility, and commitment. Saturn's energy reminds us that true harmony cannot be achieved without dedication and discipline. As this eclipse happens with Saturn in Pisces, also reverse, we are urged to reconcile our need for boundaries, Saturn, with the boundlessness of compassion and emotional fluidity, Pisces. The aversion may signify an awkward or uneasy adjustment period, where integration takes work, or as with Venus, a disconnect or blind spot in understanding or applying Saturn's themes. Together, Venus and Saturn suggest a need to reassess our relationships and commitments. Are they truly aligned with our values? Are they balanced? Have we placed proper boundaries or taken on responsibilities that need renegotiation? This doesn't look like a straightforward process. This eclipse initiates a new lunar cycle, as illustrated by the Moon family cycle from Dietrich Pessin in Lunar Shadows 3. The Moon family is a progression of lunar phases over approximately a 28-month period that traces the unfolding story initiated by the new moon or eclipse. For this particular moon family, we see a new moon, this eclipse, on the 2nd of October at 10 degrees of Libra. Then there will be a first quarter moon on the 2nd of July 2025 at 11 degrees of Libra. The full moon will come on the 2nd of April 2026 at 12 degrees of Libra. And then the closing quarter moon will be on the 30th of December 2026 at 9 Libra. This timeline reflects the gradual revelation of what begins now under the Libra eclipse. Each phase unfolds a new chapter in the story, with significant moments of action, culmination and closure over the next 2 years. So as we close out the 2-year cycle of Libra eclipses before the nodes move on to Virgo and Pisces, we are simultaneously beginning a new long-term story for those whose charts are impacted in this area. The aspects to this eclipse. The eclipse is conjunct Mercury in the South Node. Mercury's presence alongside the South Node suggests communication around past issues, particularly related to relationships, justice, and equality. This could be a time to reflect on how past conversations or unresolved agreements need to be rebalanced, renegotiated, released, or otherwise might be reduced in their painful impact. There's a whole sign opposition, Chiron. Chiron, the wounded healer, sits in Aries, opposite this eclipse. The dynamic here suggests that as we seek balance and harmony, we must also confront old wounds, maybe around themes such as independence, identity, and autonomy. There is an opportunity for healing, but only when we are willing to address these deep-seated vulnerabilities. Whole sign squared to Pluto in Capricorn and Mars in Cancer. The squares to Capricorn and Cancer, Pluto and Mars, indicate the possibility of intense, possibly transformative conflict, maybe in family, home life, or your aspirations. This aspect may stir up power struggles or force us to confront emotions that we've suppressed, looking for action and resolution. There could be a sense of push and pull before we can find the resolution, while our bonds and binding trust could be tested. There's a whole sign trine to Jupiter and Gemini. The trine to Jupiter brings a more optimistic tone, offering ease, flow, and opportunities for growth through communication, learning, and expanding our perspectives. This aspect could open doors for resolving conflicts or initiating new connections, especially as the ruler of Jupiter in Gemini is Mercury, who is blended into this eclipse. The decan Libra 2. The second decan of Libra, ruled by Saturn in both the triplicity and Chaldean order, brings themes of commitment, promises, and trust. Astrologer Kira Ryberg calls it commitment, while Austin Coppock refers to it as links of a chain, underscoring the forged and binding nature of agreements forged under this decan. Libra 2 invites us to think about the oaths that we take and the partnerships we commit to. However, as the image of ravens in the Wild Way Oracle deck by Astrology suggests, every promise carries the potential for betrayal. The Wild Way Oracle by Nicola Allen gives us keywords for this decan of binding together, oaths and promises, potential for betrayal. The card depicts dark, stormy-looking clouds and skies, with an image of two ravens in flight, and between them they carry a chain, each holding links of trust here. They trust each other. At any moment one could drop their hold on the part of the chain and fly away. They trust each other that together they can carry it. This decan challenges us to forge strong, durable bonds without losing sight of our individual freedom. It asks us to be meticulous in entering agreements, as once we've given our word, it holds immense weight. In Dreaming the Decans, T. Susan Chang captured the essence of this decan's story in verse. This is an excerpt. The thing that you know all too well. The fantasies you must dispel. Hard choices make a person wise. Commit to what you realize. Shadow Eye. I know my pain is fruitful as the dark grey rain. In tarot, this decan is represented by the Three of Swords. The card of the Three of Swords shows a heart which is pierced by three swords against a backdrop, clouds, and again the stormy skies, dark rain. The symbolism of this card indicates that this eclipse may bring some painful realizations or revelations, particularly around relationships or commitment. However, it also signifies clarity. Swords symbolize truth, clarity, and knowledge. And while the truth may hurt, only the truth can lead to healing and growth. Any uncomfortable truth revealed around the time of this eclipse offers the opportunity to learn and evolve, especially when we are willing to confront difficult truths about ourselves or others close to us. This eclipse belongs to Saros Series 144. You can find out more about Saros series on nasa.com and astroseek.com. Bernadette Brady in The Eagle and the Lark delineates this eclipse series as speaking of separation and loss, marking times of parting or endings. It may bring themes of finishing something with sadness. She warns us that physical injury is possible through overexertion. There is a caution to avoid strenuous activity. Themes of separation and the need to move on from situations that we have outgrown are potent during this eclipse. While the series speaks of finishing something, it is important to recognize, and where possible and appropriate, to celebrate the growth and renewal that come from consciously letting go with gratitude. The last eclipse in this series occurred on September the 11th, 1988, and earlier on September the 22nd, 2006. It can often be helpful and relieve any astro-anxiety to look back at what was happening in your life around these times, and any themes you can identify. Learning can only take us so far, and our own lives are the truest guide. Astrology rarely repeats, but it does rhyme. If the eclipse does activate your personal chart, you may have experienced the themes discussed above before, but in different ways, as other aspects would have differed. As we age, we usually bring a more mature approach. We may have more experience each time we encounter similar challenges or themes. Saturn, the exalted ruler of the eclipse, responds well to this maturity and rewards us for this experience. If you are familiar with your chart, you might also look to the house topics that Venus and Saturn rule in your chart for further information. The eclipse is number 17 in a series of 70. It will be most clearly seen in Argentina and Chile, with Pacific Ocean regions seeing at least a partial eclipse, the south of North America, South America, the Pacific, Atlantic and Antarctica. This Saros series ends in 2962. This eclipse will resonate most strongly with cardinal signs, Libra, Aries, Cancer and Capricorn, particularly those with personal planets or angles around 10 degrees of these signs. Those with strong natal placements of ruling planets Venus and Saturn will also feel its effects. However, the eclipse can impact anyone depending on its relationship to their natal chart. The annular solar eclipse in Libra on October the 2nd is bringing to a conclusion a cycle of deep rebalancing in our relationships and commitments and initiating new beginnings. Ruled by Venus and Saturn, this eclipse calls us to consider the weight of our promises and the structures we build in partnership. While the aspects with Chiron, Pluto and Mars introduce challenges, the supportive trine to Jupiter reminds us that growth is possible through honest communication, trust, faith and expanded understanding. This is a powerful time for introspection, healing and laying the foundations for more equitable and harmonious connections in the months and years to come. Travel well, friends.
Thank you so much for joining us. You often hear creators ask you, could you please like and subscribe? And I can't emphasize enough how important it is for small channels. It really does make the difference. And also we all want to reach the audience that our content is made for. And we can do this with your help if you've enjoyed it. It gives us immediate feedback on what you're enjoying and what you would like more of. It doesn't cost you anything, and it's a great way for you to support our work and just let us know that you're enjoying what we're doing. So if you have enjoyed this content through to the end and you'd like us to keep making it and make more of it, that's a great way for you to let us know. So wherever you're watching this, please do give us a thumbs up and give us your support. And we really appreciate it. Thank you so much.